Alright. Looks like we're in for a tough fight. Spec Ops must be here in force. We need to think smart here. Tally, Miranda, you take down their shields while Garrus...
It sounded like a plasma grenade.
And some of them shots sound like Vindicator rifles.
Wait! We mean you no harm!
We'll see. Put the gun down first.
Do it!
Fine.
You're the Swords of Karshan commander that ambushed us. Balak called you Varvak, as I remember.
Yes. My name is Lieutenant Commander Varvak, but I'm not here to ambush you this time, and I don't have a message from Balak either.
So why are we talking?
Because... we need your help.
I gotta tell you, I didn't think I'd be hearing that from a Batarian anytime soon. Especially one that's been trying to kill me and my crew for several days.
You should know better than anyone how fast situations can change, Commander Shepard. This is just a more drastic turn of events than either of us could have predicted.
Get to the point. What do you want?
The same as you, I suspect. We want a ticket off this shithole of a ring world before we become monster food.
Mind telling me why you need our help with that? The Covenant have more working ships than we do. I can see you've turned on them, but I can't figure out why.
Because the Covenant have made it clear how little they value the lives of myself and my men. They sacrificed scores of them in a futile attempt to hold these parasitic monstrosities back, and they intended to send more into the meat grinder if I did nothing. As for my associate here, Zek was only serving under contract. A contract they violated.
They issued orders to my men behind my back that got them killed. So we tried to bail on them and barely escaped with our lives. Problem is, our ship took a lot of damage, and we can't leave the system under our own power. We need another ship. One that can tow us off this shithole and protect us from the armada that's still up there.
I see why you may want our help, but I don't see how this benefits us. Why should we risk helping you and jeopardize our escape plan?
We can provide valuable intel on the Covenant threat. More importantly, you help us get a ship, and we can share resources. You and the Marines are trapped on Halo 2, and that little frigate of yours isn't big enough to carry all of them. With our help, we can both get a ship capable of getting us off this ring.
You're a little late on that front. We already got our sights set on our escape ship. You're standing in it, actually. So, I don't see why we need you.
You can't be that thick, can you? Forget how busted up this tub is for a second. This place is crawling with those flood things. You honestly believe you can disinfect the ship completely? You miss even a few of these bastards, and the whole damn mess is just going to start up again somewhere else!
He has a point. We've already discussed that problem, if you recall. We can't risk the flood escaping Halo.
That doesn't mean we should just accept their help outright. This Batarian tried to kill us, remember? How do we know this isn't just another trap?
You really think we'd go through all this trouble just for a trap? Hell, this whole thing wasn't even my idea. It was Varvak's. Personally, I thought this was all a bit crazy from the onset.
Commander Shepard, I will admit I am not a fan of the Alliance or you. Make no mistake, me coming to you like this doesn't make us friends, nor do I wish it to. You humans are blight, and I will not forgive you for what you did to my people.
Well, aren't you the charmer?
But I'm not so blinded by my hatred as other Batarians. I would never sacrifice the lives of my men needlessly to achieve a victory. The Covenant were allowed to send my men to slaughter because Balak gave them permission. He even knew what was happening with the flood here and kept me in the dark. He endangered my life and the lives of my soldiers so he could get some guns. My mentor turned on me, and he turned on the principles of the Batarian people along with it. That is the only reason I come to you now.
At least you're honest. Of course, I could have told you all of that about Balak long ago. It would have saved you some trouble.
None of that matters now. What matters is getting our people out of here alive. As much as I dislike you, Shepard, I know one important thing about you. Your empathy. You allowed Balak to flee in order to save a bunch of people you didn't even know. You've always spoken proudly about building bridges, standing up for your personal morals and values. More importantly, though, is the fact you care about your soldiers. That's one thing that makes us alike.
Your point being?
Several points, actually. You can't allow the flood threat to potentially risk more lives. You'd kill yourself before you let it infect more people. You'd never leave a fellow soldier behind, not when there's the slightest chance they can be saved. You're too practical to turn down potential allies, or at least an opportunity to gain intel on the enemy. And finally, you're not callous enough to leave us here to be slaughtered like cattle. Not when we're willing to put our differences with you aside for the benefit of us both. Otherwise, what good were all those speeches about galactic unity you made?
Shepard, do you think they're telling the truth?
We know from Leora that the Covenant don't exactly consider themselves mutual partners with the hegemony. More importantly, we know they're capable of keeping secrets, and that Balak is ruthless enough to turn on his own men.
Cortana also picked up chatter on a Covenant ship that went AWOL a few hours ago. I don't think they'd risk further dissension by falsely reporting something like that.
Yeah, that was me. I'm a certified traitor to the cause. I even got a huge-ass bounty on me for it to boot.
We both do.
Flood are indeed heavily entrenched. Little time to find appropriate substitute escape craft on own. Assistance would be most ideal.
Not to mention, I imagine making sure the Flood remains trapped on Halo is something no one will disagree with.
Logic of Batarian is sound. Between combined resources and troop strength, we surmise it is highly possible to take possession of an enemy vessel with far less structural damage. Situation would in fact be preferable. We also detect no semblance of potential falsehood or deception.
And personally, after what I experienced, I wouldn't wish for anyone to suffer the flood alone. If they're really genuine about this alliance, maybe we should take them up on it.
I think we're forgetting about the UNSC. How would we convince them this is a good idea?
Well, there's no harm in trying. More importantly, I think the Marines would look past whatever issues they have if it meant they can get off Halo in one piece without the Flood following us.
Look, do whatever you think is right, Shepard. My point is, we're going to have trouble explaining this to Silva. I just know it.
What do you think, Chief? Can we trust them?
I think it would be pretty stupid to come all the way here just to lead us into a trap, when it sounds like they have enough soldiers out there to kill us 7 times over if they wanted. As for trust, sir, I trust that they don't want to die here any more than we do, and that they aren't on good terms with the Covenant.
Agreed. Coveys wouldn't just sacrifice Spec Ops soldiers for a trap. They'd just have the Spec Ops kill us. That, and I've brought up a pretty authentic-looking notice concerning our Jackal friend over there from off the BattleNet. It's about one of the only pieces of intel that's actually getting through all the chaos. He's definitely got a substantial price on his head. For both mutiny and murder, in fact. That lends credence to their story.
All right. We're giving you a chance. How exactly is this going to work?
Simple. We have a plan to swipe a Covenant corvette that's currently searching for my ship. All we need is some manpower to take it. You have more than enough to spare, I imagine. That corvette, combined with our own, as well as your ship, should be enough to carry everybody off this ring without risking life support. Hell, we'll even let your Marines operate the thing. We certainly don't have enough people on hand to keep it running by ourselves.
All well and good. Problem, though. We have something we need to take care of ourselves before we can attempt to leave.
What exactly could be more important than getting off Halo before those monsters overtake us?
We're blowing up Halo. It's the only way to stop the flood and keep the ring from being activated.
You're going to explode this place? Shit! I suddenly like you guys a whole lot more. How are you managing that?
That answer depends on whether or not you're willing to agree to our condition for this alliance. You need to help us pull it off. You said it yourself, Varvik. We can't let the flood escape. Our only option is to blow the ring up before that happens. Let's face it, I need to be sure your people don't turn on mine while they're helping you take over another enemy ship.
Very well. I can't say I object to destroying Halo in any case. And I suppose, given the fact I've been trying to kill you and your team, you require a gesture of good faith on my part. I will accompany you on your mission, so long as you don't force any of my men to come along. I'd rather put myself on the line before any of them.
Hey, wait a second here. You don't get to have all the fun. If Four Eyes here gets to be on the ground floor of operation, blow the ship pile up, I want in too.
Fine by me, but don't your men need your help to hijack that Corvette you're eyeing?
Yeah, I can delegate that task to my first mate. I've kinda had my fill of glory sticking it to the Covenant military. No sense in hogging it. Besides, helping you guys make this place go boom sounds real fun.
We can hammer out further details as we move towards the hangar floor. If we're going to destroy Halo, then we've precious little time to pull the plan off. I've had my men start securing the hangar. We should have a clear landing area.
I'll send for our shuttle. Let's move.